Hello, all. A very good morning, very good evening to everyone who has joined from different parts of the globe. Today, we have a wonderful topic science of observation. And to take us through this, we have Resmi Nair from Raleigh, USA. And hi, Resmi. Good evening.
Thanks, Sunil. Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. So, without much ado, let me hand it over to Rashmi for this beautiful session on science of observation. Over to you, Rashmi.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Today's topic is science of observation. And so the topic is science of observation for today, but I would like to start one step behind. We were talking a lot about breath today. Even during the meditation, Samrat was mentioning about breath. So why breath? Why are we focusing or observing breath? Breath is something which is there with us all the time. It is within us. It is just happening. You don't have to go anywhere, buy it, carry it anywhere for your meditation. It is always there with us. And it is something which connects us between the life and death. And as you meditate, as you go deeper into meditation, and as you observe your breath more and more, you go deeper and deeper into yourself. And as you go deeper, you start connecting with ourselves, that oneness within ourselves. That is what we are aiming with all our meditations. Like we want to connect with ourselves without the distraction of outside world. We want to connect with ourselves. So the breath which I was talking about so far was the Shwasa part of it. But breath is also a life force. It is an energy. So that is called as the prana. So if you think about it, when you are on a daily basis, you eat food, you do your activities, and finally you go to bed in the night, you sleep. And while you're sleeping, you're not doing anything. Throughout the day, you have a lot of activities. You're working, you're eating, you're doing your exercise, your other activities. But while you go to sleep, you're resting, you're sleeping, you're not doing anything. There is an emptiness which creates within you. And in that emptiness, you receive a lot of energy through the breath. That is the life force, the prana. Imagine yourself doing just eating and doing all other activities for 3-4 days and not sleeping at all. What would happen to us after the third day or the fourth day? I don't think we will even survive. We might be so exhausted, so tired. Some people might even pass out. So we need that energy from that breath. We need that life force to keep us going through our everyday activities. And in this meditation, in the one which we just did also, we were focusing only on our natural breath. We were not exerting our inhalation, or we were not forcefully doing our exhalation. We were not manipulating with our breath. We were just following or observing our normal natural breath. We were just observing, it just happens. The breath just keeps on happening. It just keeps on going in and coming out. And you are just monitoring it or keeping track of it. And that is the Anapanasati meditation, the breath meditation. So here, Ana means inhalation, Apana means exhalation, and Sati means awareness. So it means we are being aware of our breath. Each and every breath which is going in, coming out, we are aware of it. That's such a beautiful happening, right? Like we are aware of each and every breath. Usually we don't be aware of the breath in a normal day. We are not aware of all the breaths we are taking. So in meditation, when we are closing our eyes, settling down and focusing or observing our breath, we are being aware of our each and every breath which goes in and comes out. And there is a beautiful connection between mind and body too. How is it connected? Have you ever thought that mind and breath are connected? So when you're angry, when you are very agitated, you tend to breathe faster. You will be like panting, you will be breathing faster. And when we are very upset, very sad, very anxious, we breathe very deeper. Your breath goes very deep. You take like deep inhalation and deep exhalations. And when we are relaxed, when we are very calm, relaxed, we don't even notice our breath. It is so subtle, so shallow. We don't even notice that breath which is happening. So that is the connection between mind and breath. The negativities of our mind that can have a connection to our respiration. Like the breathing gets affected with our moods. Like if you're angry or if you're sad or if you're happy, the breathing pattern changes. As I was talking, like when you're calm and when you're peaceful, when the breath is subtle, your mind becomes still. It becomes clearer from the thoughts, it becomes clearer from the distractions we are having, and it becomes still. And in that stillness, you get clarity. You get clear understanding of all the questions or the answers we need. Whatever we are looking for, we get that clarity and that understanding. So how do we take our mind to the stillness? Through practice. And practicing, how do we practice? This is a beautiful platform for that. We are meeting every day for the next 32 days and practicing. And practicing what? Practicing observation. Observation is a very common word. Observation is a common skill which we can have in our personal life, professional life, spiritual life. It is a skill or a tool which we can use anywhere and everywhere in anything. Anything we do, we can involve this observation skill. So observation is about what is inside us and you're observing what is happening around us. So the three key words here is attention, awareness, and witnessing. So right now when I'm talking to you, you can pay attention only to the words which I'm speaking right now. Whatever I said 2 minutes back, you cannot pay attention to that. And whatever I'm going to say, you cannot pay attention to that. You can pay attention only to the words which I'm currently speaking right now, whatever is coming out of me. And once you pay attention to that, you become aware of it. What am I speaking? You become aware of the topic. And all of you who are here, you're just witnessing me. You're just seeing what I'm talking. You're just being aware of what I'm doing. But you cannot change anything. You cannot change what I am speaking. You cannot manipulate with what I'm going to say. You're just being there and witnessing. It is the same thing with our breath. We can pay attention only to our current breath. What is happening right now, that is all we can pay attention to. I cannot pay attention to a breath which already happened or the breath which is going to come. And once you are in that present moment with the breath, you become aware of it and you start witnessing it, witnessing that breath. And witnessing that breath will help us witnessing ourselves, observing ourselves. Here, the point is observation makes you see things as they are. So we come with a lot of patterns, a lot of assumptions, a lot of emotions and feelings from our past. And whenever some incident happens in our life, these patterns or these emotions drive our reactions to those events. So we are not able to see what they are, how they are. And we are always clouded by our judgment. And we are away from seeing what things are. A perfect example is a sky. On a cloudy day, it will be covered with clouds. But that is not going to change the sky. Once the cloud moves out, the sky is there as clear as it was. The same thing with a rainy day. It becomes, the rain comes and goes, but the sky will remain as it is there. So the same thing we have to practice. Like we have to see things as they are. We have to step away from our patterns. We have to step away from our emotions and feelings from our past, and then observe what is happening around us. It is easy to say, but how do we actually observe things? So here, even during the meditations, for someone who is doing a meditation for the first time, when you do one day meditation, you feel happy. The next day, some thoughts start coming in your meditation. While you're sitting there and meditating, thoughts start coming in, or you're distracted with some sound outside, and you start judging. You start analyzing. Oh, my today's meditation was not as good as yesterday's meditation. Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Why am I not able to meditate as good as what I did yesterday? You start analyzing it. You start judging it. So this is a key point. Here, you're not judging anything. You're not analyzing anything. You're there just to watch it. You're watching the breath. You're watching, when you're sitting for meditation, we're just watching one by one each breath which comes in, which goes out. You're just observing that breath. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to manipulate anything. You are just there. I mean, as the writer Eckhart Tolle mentioned here, don't analyze it. You just watch the moment. Just watch what is happening in front of us, what is happening within us. Just watch it. And how to do this watching effectively is being a detached observer. You have to distance yourself from that situation or from that object or from that person. You have to detach yourself and start observing it. An example is you're fighting with a friend or your spouse, you're getting into an argument. You both are in the heat of the moment. You start throwing words, you start abusing, you start talking. But if you keep on going through the same process, it will end in a very bad way. So if you can step out, take a moment, take a breath, and just come out of that heated argument and just observe what was happening. Just listen to what the other person was saying. You might be able to connect to it better. You might see from where the other person is talking, what feeling he was coming and talking to you. It might be something very silly, and you might even actually laugh about it and get over with it very easily. So being detached and observing what is happening around us is the key point. And these are some of the benefits of observation. As we were talking, it helps us correcting ourselves, and it helps you gain control. It is not just with ourselves, it is with our reactions and response to others around us. And it leads to self-dependence. You are not waiting for someone to come and talk or give a compliment to you or give a suggestion to you. You are self-dependent. You know what you are. You're observing yourself. You know how you're reacting to a situation. You know how you're responding to a situation, and you know how you're reacting and what you are in that moment. So that self-dependency also is a big benefit of being a good observer. And the last one is being distant, like what I was talking earlier, like being a distant from that creates that space for us to analyze or to see what is happening there. So how whatever I was talking about, we can apply in our personal or professional life. Anywhere these skills can be used, like at home or at work, we can use it. So how is this observation helping us with our spiritual growth? So observation disidentifies us from whom we are not. We are not this body, we are not this mind, we are not this whatever we are owning, like the car, the house. We are not any of that. We are not the emotions, or we are not the thoughts which we are having. It helps us disidentifying ourselves from our body and seeing who you are, who the true you. And this helps us giving you a lot of joy in your life, happiness in your life. You become more powerful. And this is the basis, and this is very much emphasized in all our spiritual teachings, like the books or spiritual teachings. They all emphasize on these observation skills within us. And the lack of observation, if we are not able to observe ourselves clearly, that creates a lot of failures and defeats for us. So yesterday, we were talking about looking through a muddy water, a glass full of muddy water. We are not able to see through it. How can you see when you're cluttered with all the thoughts and distractions in your life? You are not able to see through it. Only once you start observing and clearing our thoughts, distancing from all these emotions and feelings, we will be able to see clearly, that clarity in our life that comes with that distancing ourselves and observing ourselves. The supreme purpose of observation, as we saw like 2 slides behind, it is disidentifying our consciousness from our body. We are not this body. You are realizing that. And once you put yourself away from all these, away from your questions of life, you're not in it, you're away from it, you get the clarity, you get the answers, you get the understanding what you're looking for. So now comes the most important part of it. Why observation? Why is observation so important in meditation or in our spiritual journey? We are all lost in a lot of thoughts. If you Google it, it says an average person has about 60,000 thoughts, 60,000 or more thoughts. So we are moving from one thought to the other. You are like in a train of thoughts. One thought comes, goes, and you are again jumping into the next thought. You keep on going through these thoughts the whole day. And what happens with all these thoughts is our mind starts becoming cluttered. We are not able to see things clearly. We are not able to make a proper judgment, or we are not able to analyze anything. We are always being in a cluttered or cloud mode. So in meditation, we would have heard in our earlier meditation, we were saying, cut the thoughts and come back to the breath. So you keep, the thoughts might keep coming. You are not going to judge it or analyze it. You just see the thought, let it come, let it go, but you are bringing your attention back to the breath. When you are in observation mode, it can only be an observation with breath or the thought. You cannot be observing both. Like you cannot observe at a time a thought and a breath. It will be only breath or only thought. So that is why we were saying cut the thoughts, come back to the breath and focus on the breath. So when we start doing this, you shift from being a thinker to an observer. Initially, you are a person with a lot of thoughts which is running in your mind. It keeps on coming, going. You are not even aware that you are in the thought. You are that deep in the thought. But when you start observing these, the thoughts still keep on coming. It is still happening, but you are not in it. You are away from it and you are just observing it. And when you start observing it and stay away from these thoughts, your mind gradually slows down. You get a lot of space within you. And in that space, in that emptiness, you are ready to receive abundant energy. This universe is filled with energy, but we are not ready to accept it because we are always in a thought mode. We are always in a cluttered mode. There is no space for us to receive this energy. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like when you're sleeping, that is the only time we are feeling that emptiness in our day-to-day life, where you can absorb that energy from the breath and create that life force. But when we are in meditation, when we are cutting down the thoughts, when we are focusing on the breath, when we are observing ourselves, we are creating that emptiness within us. By calming our mind, making our mind still, we are creating that space for receiving all this energy. And when we receive those energy, we are able to connect with our inner guidance, the inner guru. Patriji always says, breath is our guru. This is what it is. Like when you are with your breath, you are able to connect with our inner guru. That is a breath. So that is all I had for today.